Authors Tell All, a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned.
Dice is on the beat. Dice is on the beat.
Hello, 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 everyone. I am hoping you are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday night. We are live with Ashantay Keys. I freaking love her. I've been waiting on this. Hi, how are you doing?
I am doing good. Despite
That's
all this mess going on, but hey.
exactly. Exactly. I really needed this because she keeps me so entertained. This is about to be a great show. So tonight we will be talking about her books. She has so many. She's a bestseller. I've read them all. When I tell you I've read them all, I've read them all. Um, Her best-selling book, Locke and Keya. I hope I'm saying that right. Please tell me I'm saying that right.
Locke and Keya.
Okay. That book right there is so, so good. So we're going to start off the podcast with that. We're going to be having just a mini book discussion. I don't like to go too much in detail because I know probably many of you have not read it yet and I don't want to spoil anything, but we're going to just talk about that a little bit and then get into her interview and a little bit more other stuff too. So let's just get into that. So how long did it take you to write this book?
Ooh, you taking me way back. If I'm not mistaken, I think it took me about 3 months, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take some.
And what was the goal when writing this book? Because it has a message. It really does.
Actually, it's based on true events. So it's like my story. My survival story.
Now, when I did the review on her book a couple of months back, that I did not know. She didn't forewarn me about that. I just asked her what book does she recommend me to read that I haven't read by her, and she gave me this book and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it. The book had me on edge. It had literally had me in tears. I'm not even joking. The book had me just there. It had a lot of emotion. She really took it there. So like, was it painful or anything writing the book, having to get into all the details?
It wasn't painful,
Mm-hmm.
because it had been a while, but some parts were harder to write than others. I'll say that.
What was the most hard part to write about the book?
Basically all of the abuse,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's a part in there that I don't really want to say on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather people read it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a few parts in part 1 and 2 that were hard to write.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even hold you. It was some parts that were, kind of hard for me to read myself, but I mean, I got through it because she's an amazing writer, and it just has you drawn in. As a writer, she has so many talents. Like, if you have read any of her books, you can definitely tell that she has dipped into quite a few genres, and they've all came out great. And she has written some books that she will not allow me to talk about. I really wanted to talk about the book, but she was like, no, we're not going to talk about that. So I'm not going to even bring it up. But out of all the books you have written, what is your favorite? Your absolute favorite?
My favorite is actually Ebony with the White Skin, believe it or not.
I kind of knew you was going to say that because like that cover, when I first seen the cover, this is when I first found out about you. This is a fact. When I first found out about her, it was through that book. I was shocked at the way the cover was. I was so interested. I'm like, what in actuality is this book about? Because that's what it had me like. I'm like, wait a minute, I have to see this. I have to add her just so I can, maybe she gonna give some more extra details. And that is how I became a fan of her books. Is that book right there. To me, that kind of is one of my favorites as well. That's a good one. Now, what made you write that one? What was the whole goal with that one as well?
That book is actually, like, a lot of people can't read it because it's too real. And I guess being an urban fiction writer, they want the fiction part of it. And I guess because I went into too much, maybe almost true fiction, a lot of people didn't take well to it. But that story actually was inspired by a lot of the black men
Mm-hmm.
being treated bad and murdered for no reason. So, and it was actually inspired from another author whose book I read, who had a character in that story that I loved, and I talked to her about it in order for me to write mine, and she gave me the okay to do that.
I love that. And in all honesty, an author should have the right to write whatever they feel, especially us as writers. You know, when we have the emotion and we're putting that emotion into it, or we did our research, or like you said, you got the idea from that, you know, we should have the right to do that. But we already know the consequences we're going to get hit with, because like you said, they want to just read, you know, just a story. They don't want the realism of it. Me, I'm sorry, I did the same thing. I don't know if you read my book, I'm Nothing Without His Love, but I knew my consequences with that book. Excuse me. I knew exactly how they were going to feel about it. And, you know, I debated about it so long. And I was like, but this book has a meaning to it. I wrote the book for a reason, because my dear friend, she gave me the push to just basically tell her story, but you know, with my own version, and you know, if not half and half of a true story, half fiction, you know. So when I did it, I was like, yeah, I know a lot of people is gonna be like, I can't believe she put this in a book. I can't believe she went this far. I was even nervous about it, because I asked my publisher, you know, should I go this far? Should I keep it mild? He was like, no, because this actually happens to young girls and young boys and people your age. You know, he was like, if this story means that much to you, and I know that you put a lot of hard work into it, we're going to publish this. He was like, because you did some great work with this story. And I just know that it's people who are reading it like, I can't read no more of this, because it's, like you said, too harsh.
Yeah.
But
and it's okay. I'm still going to write what I want to, but, you know.
Yeah, it comes with our jobs.
Yep.
So I want to touch in on, how has your author life been with all the great books you have written, with everything you have done? Like, what has your success done for you?
Let's see. Well, I mean, I reached one of my goals, which was getting that #1 bestseller banner, and I actually got that and #1 newest release in the same day, which was crazy to me because that was a goal of mine. And then I know you saw my post. I don't know if you saw my post, but a couple of days ago, I almost reached my second goal, which was having 100,000 pages read. But I was close, but not. I almost got there, but I didn't. But I will eventually. That's another goal of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've had good things come out of it. I know it could be better. I know I probably need to stop playing on Facebook so much and focus a little bit. But that's just how that's just what I do. Keep my friends and readers entertained until my books drop. So.
And she definitely does keep us entertained. That is for certain, for sure. But I mean, we love you, so we have no problem with you. It's the people who really don't have a sense of humor, who are just, I mean, why are you on Facebook? I mean, half of Facebook is a big sense of humor. We really don't take it serious.
Exactly. It's meant to be fun. Everything is meant in fun. All in fun. Don't
right.
Some people take it seriously. I'm just joking. Most of the time, I'm joking. 98% of the time, I'm joking on my page. And everybody that knows me knows that if I talk about something serious, you can tell the difference in my tone of voice or my tone of writing versus my funny post. Mm-hmm. And usually, everything is funny. I try to keep anything negative off of Facebook. I don't know if you paid attention, but most of my posts are always funny. They're never negative.
Yeah.
I try not to post anything negative on my page. I keep that to myself.
Exactly. That's the same way I am. I mean, I am people call me the sweetest person ever. You would never really know if I'm mad, if I'm like, if you take it there. But, you know, I'm the, have you, have you wrote a book today? That, I'm gonna turn that into a big blog, and I definitely will be mentioning all your books in there and all that stuff too. So when I post something like that, it's nothing negative. It did take a minute for the authors on my page to get used to that, because they're like, wait, is she coming for us? No, I'm not, because I'm part of that, because I want all of us, especially at this time, to be putting out a lot of books. This is like the time we're all stuck in the house. I mean, we should really be getting a lot of ideas. I know I am. I'm almost finished with like 3 books. So this is the time where we should really be like having free books maybe, or something like that, or doing a lot of engaging stuff with our writing, because at this time it's going to be a lot of people on social media because we really don't have too much else to do in the house. I mean, hey, really don't have too much to do. So if you're on social media and you have a lot of authors on your page, why not be sharing a whole bunch of your books and authors' books instead of all the other stuff or the other extras, or getting noticed? That's what I mean by that. So like when I include her in those posts, that's what I mean, because she has great books. So I be wanting to mention her books all the time. Literally, I mentioned her book, Tattered Robes, as one of my bomb book Saturdays, and I finished that book in like a day.
And that book is probably controversial too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. But I mean, as an author to an author, you already know when a character talks, you have to write. And even if you don't want to, you have to do what they tell you to do.
Right. And this book was a #1 new release. So when she says she's doing silly posts or whatever, she is really promoting her books. Besides that, she's really promoting her books like nonstop. So I didn't really expect to just see that #1 release so quickly. Like, really, I was like, I give it like a day or two. No, like almost as soon as the book came out, it was just literally a #1 new release. I was like, they were really anticipating this book, because didn't you take it down and then put it back up? I was kind of mad. Was that the book?
No, actually, I attempted to upload it, but Amazon held it for 3 days.
Oh.
And it dropped when I was working, so I wasn't really able to, promo it like I wanted to. But luckily, my promoter did her thing, and everything was great. Yes, I had a promoter for that. I'm glad I did too. I'm glad I paid a promoter to do that, because I was at work. I had just went back to work, so I would have been screwed.
Right, like when my book came out, I was, I have the beauty line and all that, so I was doing a whole lot. I'm like, I'm not really going to be able to promote this book like I do all my other books. And my publisher was on me because, I have a controversial book. So I really need to, promote this one especially. So I got a lot of promoters on the book, because I'm a promoter myself. You see me posting my stuff all the time. I have so many flyers and all that stuff. And, I was just going in, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to really do too much of that because I'm so busy. And when the book came out, I was like, okay, it topped some charts. I'm proud of that. I'm currently working on part 2. So part 2 is going to be even worse than the first one. I'm going to just keep it at that.
Right.
So, what will we be seeing from you this year? Are you working on anything new? What do you have in store for us?
Well, once I get past this coronavirus stuff and my brain will kick in the correct way, honestly, I don't really know what is going to come out, because I have a lot of covers out there.
Yes, you do.
I just don't know. Well, Tattered Robes, no one even saw that cover till I was done with the book. Believe it or not. And that was hard for me because me, I don't hold covers. I always post my covers. But I actually wrote that book, but I didn't share the cover until the book was done, because I just didn't want any more covers floating out there without the story written. did not last for long because I have 2 more covers that are not out there with stories that are talking to me that are not the covers that are floating around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the books that I want to write, I just, for some reason, they just don't want to talk yet. So I have these new people talking to me. So I don't really know what's going to come out. Honestly, I wish I could tell you. I'm going to say A Twisted Summer,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not positive.
Yeah, because I had been seeing you posting that one. I was like, maybe she's gonna upload that one or release that one. But I was like, knowing Ashantay, not gonna happen. She's probably gonna hit us with something different. So I am very anxious to see what's coming. I know it's gonna be something crazy, something that's gonna have me and other people like, what?
You know my cover is. It's the done cover. It's just, I don't know if I should show it yet, but you know me, somebody called me the queen of crazy titles. I didn't name myself that, but somebody named me that today on my timeline, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I will accept that. I will take that. I think that's a good thing.
Yes.
So the title of the ones that, the covers you guys haven't seen, yeah, you guys would probably say that for that cover too, because the title is kind of wild.
I mean, out of all the books I have seen her release, this is nothing new for me. I think she's been a friend of mine on Facebook and whatnot since maybe for like about to be 3 years now, maybe longer.
I think it's 3 years.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of her crazy titles. And I didn't said that before too. I mean, but it comes with our career, you know, it comes with us having to be different. There's nothing wrong with being different at all. Because there's so many books coming out every day, every hour, you know, every month. So I'd rather be an author that has crazy covers, which I do. I try to, but you know, my publisher tries to keep me tame just a little bit, you know, and my titles to be, you know, because I write romance books, but I want my titles to speak volumes. Like, I want you to read that title and be like, wait a minute, what is this story going to be about? Because that's what I did with my book. I just gave a title. That was it. I didn't have a cover yet or anything. I didn't even have a synopsis yet. I just gave a title and it was like, what is this going to be about? You know, so same way with her crazy titles, it's going to have people like, when is this coming out? What is it about? You know, can we see a cover? Can we get a description on your characters? Are you going to post a snippet? That's what we want. You know, we want that. We want you to be engaged. So her doing that, that's a tip. I don't know if a lot of other authors would do that. I don't think they really would, but it's working for her.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing, because, you know, like, I'm really a nice person. Like, I really am, but I know some of my posts and maybe some of my titles come across as like, oh, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? Because people think I'm this little innocent girl, but I'm actually grown, but whatever. But my titles have to stick out for me, and I think that everybody in the industry knows everybody has their own niche, and if they don't, that means they're trying to find their niche. Well, for me, it's my crazy titles, and I don't mean crazy titles like Quan Mills crazy titles.
Oh no!
But I still have my crazy titles. Just not as crazy as his.
It's definitely not. Yeah. I've had my conversation with him too, and he said it's just for you to be like, your eyes on it. But when you open the book, you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know, like, this was not what I was expecting. That's basically what I like. Definitely what I like. And that's pretty much what made me add her too. I'm not going to even hold you. That was another reason too. I want to give, this is like a new segment that I'll be doing in the show. I always change up things all the time. My top 3 favorite books by you is hashtag sorry not sorry. I love that. I love that book. I don't care what nobody says. I love that book. The second is, of course, Locke and Key. And then the third is Ebony with the White Skin. Those are, and then I love all her books, but those are my favorite. Those are my books that I can go back and read by her over and over again, which I have.
That's interesting, because a lot of people did not care for a hashtag, believe it or not. I was like, okay. I mean, it was meant to be a funny, short karma kind of book, like, but it's okay. I know everybody's not going to like everything I write, so.
Yeah, and the thing is, I like stories and stuff like that. I grew up on reading not urban books. Everybody knows this. My mom, my dad, they didn't play all that vulgar stuff, So I grew up reading nothing but action and sci-fi and paranormal books, fantasy, all that. So, books like Law and Order. Those were the books I grew up on reading. So when I see an author do little things like that, who is an urban writer, but can transition, I love it. That's going to give me a different read that I'm going to want to read 20 times. Now you're definitely one of my favorite authors, It's readers like me that's out there that just love every genre, not just strictly just urban, because
I didn't grow up on urban either. The first urban book that I read that I can recall was The Coldest Winter Ever, and before that, I was reading The Babysitter's Club.
Exactly.
So I get it. My mom was like that too. I didn't know nothing about any kind of urban books and I don't even know how I even came into knowing about The Coldest Winter Ever, but that's what started it all, The Coldest Winter Ever, and it just took off from there.
I've never read that book.
What?
Yeah, my mom has it. She told me about it. She said it's a good book. You might like it, but she knows me. She know, I'm not gonna really, even though I write urban books, and yes, I do read them, of course, now. But I'm not just going to go ooh, I'm about to go buy that. I'm going to go get a book from Stephen King or something like that. But, like I said, I do buy all my urban authors' books. Literally, I need to do my whole bookshelf. But I do buy all those books. But that book, have not read it.
There's an author I'm sure people do not know of, or they may not, but her name is Risque. She no longer writes, but she still has 3 books out there. And they are the best. I read some and I was just like, wow. And then it's another author. I'm gonna inbox it to you because I can't remember her name offhand. But she has these books too, and they are really, really good. And I'm like, I don't know if people know who she is. I know that she doesn't write anymore either, but she has some very good books. And I think she's an underrated author. People don't really talk about her much. They don't really, no, I don't even think they've heard of her. Oh, I know what her name is. Her name is Naomi Chase. That's her name. She has some books that are really good. Betrayal, Deception, and Exposed. Really good books. Naomi Chase. That's her name.
One thing I love about a underrated author, which there's a lot that I know, I consider myself one of them. I mean, people can tell me in my face all day, every day, we know your name, we've read your, I get that. I've been writing on Wattpad for a long time, and then, I got my books published, whatever, but I'm still that person that's just I'm humble about it. I can write so many books and still I can one day hit my bestseller and I will still be I'm still an underrated author. I will still be that way. I don't know, maybe that's just me. It's whatever. But that's just the way I am. And I think underrated authors deserve to get a little bit more recognition because their books really do be different. It'll be the book that has the most simple cover. And, some readers aren't too drawn to simple covers like that. They want some of them might want the extravagant covers. That might be their thing to, get them drawn into a book. But it may be that simple cover that has the best story you may have ever read. But you just didn't give it that little push enough to go read it.
Yep. And I know that happens too, but do. I just wait until it's my turn, and when it's my turn, it's my turn. And until it's then, I'm just waiting. Just gotta be patient. And that's just me. I write at my own pace. I don't watch what other people do because I can't do what they do. And I'm not going to force words. So until my thoughts hit and my storylines and my characters want to talk, just got to wait.
Exactly. So it's been a book that I say this all the time, because if you have these books like me that you've been writing for years, like, every author can't just write a book, in 3 months or whatever. I have done it before. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'm the type of author that likes to take my time with my writing because I have a very overreactive imagination. So this book that I'm writing, it just keeps going on and on and on, like it won't quit. But I don't want it to be a series. It's just a one book note. That's it. The book is very freaking long. And I'm kind of thinking like it may be more than 60 chapters. I don't know if my publisher might make me split it or whatever, but the book is long. And I haven't even reached the end yet.
Wow. Well, I only was able to write that book in 3 months or less. I want to say it was 3 months, but it could have been a little bit less. But that's because I really wasn't on Facebook a lot. I was new to the industry. I didn't have too many readers, author friends, so it was easy for me to just write because I wasn't really known. Nobody knew me. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? That Locke and Keya is the book that made me a little known because the two before that were too sweet, I heard, for the industry. So I had to come a little harder, which is how I wrote Locke and Keya. And then when I dropped that book, that's when some people started to know who I was. Because they hated Locke, and they still hate Locke to this day.
Yeah, I can't stand them either.
See what I'm saying? So, that's how that happened. And that was my third book. So, it took me 3 books to even get a little bit of notoriety. So,
that's how I've gotten a lot of messages about my book, and they're like, oh, we hate Kane. Like, I cannot stand because the things that he did in the story. And then some people are like, the reason I hate him is because, I know somebody like that. And that what kind of hits me hard because I created a character that people can actually, relate to. And not in a good way. He's not a good character at all. Like, in my opinion, I hate Locke so much. And I'm like, I can kind of sort of compare Kane, my character, to yours, but it's like in my head, in my twisted little head. that's pretty much the name people are giving me. I'm the twisted writer. I've had that name for a minute,
Yeah,
So,
I was about to say, not me, you. Yeah, you can be the twisted writer. See, I'm not a twisted writer.
Like, if you read the book and you just read the things that he do, and you can picture him just looking so evil, but he has that look like he's innocent. He's that type of person. He's a complete psychopath. He's one of those. Like, he's living next to you and you don't know the things that he's doing because, he can cover it up so well. He's so evil inside. So when I created that character, and I created this character on Wattpad, so the people, and I wrote this book back when I was like 17. So that's how I got that little nickname. They was like, how did you even come up with that? I was like, for one, my friend went through this, and, I just went the extra mile. But the actual stuff she told me, I was like, yeah, I can't really elaborate too much on that in the book because it's gonna it already made me cry. Let's get that out the way. I wrote this book twice. I wrote it, then I rewrote it, and I cried more than twice. Because I know it too much personally, So when she read it, I was like, I wonder if she's gonna like it. Like, I hope it doesn't give her any triggerings or anything like that. And she cried and she was like, I really love this book. I was like, you love it? She was like, yeah, I do. And she was like, this is actually going to help me. I was like, help you? She was like, yes, it's going to help me, like, get past it. I was shocked. This was recent. I was shocked. Now, these things I don't even post on my Facebook.
Yeah, right. I get it. I understand.
So, that I can relate with you, but the Twisted Writer, when you see me post all my new stuff, you're going to be like, nah, I know she ain't. Yeah. My new stuff under my new name is going to be wild.
See, and I thought about getting a pen name, but I said, no, it's too much work for me. I'd rather just keep it Ashantay Keys and leave it alone so people will still know it's the same person.
Yeah, I've changed my pen name like 5 times. When I was trying to find myself as a writer, I changed it a lot. But it was like the people who know how my books is, they was like, oh, that's still Shy Soul. Like when my name popped up with this book, they was like, oh, that's her. Like, we know her writing. We know this crazy heifer. We know this, So my publisher was like, you want to write paranormal? I think you should change up your pen name, because you're going to be writing in a whole new world. You're going to be dipping into something different, and you want those readers to be able to look at that and be like, and it actually worked. When I came up with the name, I went to some paranormal readers and writers, and they was like, you're going to be writing paranormal? Like, as soon as they read the name, they just knew. It, like, clicked. I was like, yeah, this is the name for this new me.
I wrote a paranormal story, but it was more so like things moving where people couldn't see it versus the other kind of paranormal. But, I think paranormal I think I wrote a good paranormal story, but I wrote a series in 2 different genres, and I don't think that worked well for me. But I will never do that again. I'm over it. Love the book, but I'm not going to do that again. I won't write paranormal ever again.
And that saddens me because I love when an urban author, they dip into paranormal, because you can do so many things with paranormal. Like what you said, you did something that was pretty much different. I mean, it's still paranormal, but you just did it, in a different way, not just the same old type of werewolf paranormal or anything like that. You did something.
And mine was that, things moving. You think you saw somebody at the corner of your eye. Having crazy dreams. You wake up and you think you saw a shadow over there. Yeah, that was my paranormal. But, like I said, I love the story. It's actually Stalking Alexis 2, part 2.
I knew it. I knew that. I was trying to think of the title. I didn't want to interrupt you. I was going to say, isn't it Stalking? Yes, I actually like that. And it's not because it's you. Definitely. No, you're actually a great writer, and I love your writing style. So, you're welcome. So, when I read that book, I was like, this is freaking different. I'm like, whoa. I commented on your page. I was like, I read Stalking Alexis, and I was freaking looking in the corner like I was seeing something too.
Girl, let me tell you. And this is, not a lot of people know this, but there is, I believe it's chapter 17 on Stalking Alexis 2, and I don't know why I still remember the chapter, but I believe that's what it is. That chapter made me have a nightmare myself, and I wrote the book on my own. And my brother had a nightmare too about the same chapter, which was crazy, because when we woke up the next morning, he was looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, did that book bother you? He was like, kinda. I'm like, oh Lord. So yeah, and I honestly, when I wrote part 2, I could not write it at night. I had to work on that book only in the daytime and around people, because if I did it by myself at night, it scared me. And I'm the author of the book, which is crazy, but okay. That's another reason I said never again. Scared my own self.
I mean, there's a certain paranormal that I like. I don't go above and beyond, because I don't like horror movies. I don't like nothing like that. So that I was like, oh Lord Jesus. I was like, and I'm reading it at night. I swear I posted it. I was like, I swear I saw something in the corner while I was reading this book. Why she do this?
I had a few people message me like, girl, you made me have nightmares, and I'm just like, well, I'm sorry, but I mean, it says it was paranormal. Like I told you guys, it was a little bit different, but, you know, I like when people do that. When they message me in my inbox and they were like, this book, oh my gosh, and da-da-da-da, you know, I think it's good. It's fun. You know, I talk to, you know, they talk it out with me and ask me questions about it, which is great. And then I can honestly say that I know that they read it because they know what's going on. So, yeah, I don't know. I won't write another one. I just know that for sure. I'll leave that up to the paranormal authors, not me.
Well, I can definitely accept that. But me trying to write something like what you wrote, I tried it, but like I can't go that far. My twisted mind can only go so far. Like I can't go that deep into it. But like the paranormal that I will be going into, it'll be slightly of that, but not so much. You know, um, I'll only, like I said, I will only go so far because I'll be like that, be like, I can't write this no more. You know.
Girl, that book was so fun to write, though. And then at the time, I was, you know, my friend, she's a horror author, and so, you know, I think you know Chanel. She's a horror writer. So when I would get, you know, to a certain point, and I'd be like, okay, I'm here. What should I do after that? And then, you know, me and her would talk about it, and then, you know, she would give me some ideas, and I'd be like, okay, cool. And then I would write the story or whatever, and then I would send it to her, let her read part of it, and she was like, ooh, like, this is kind of creepy. And I'm like, yep. But she's the actual horror author, so I'll leave that kind of stuff to her.
Yeah, I only read like I said, I only read and do only partial of the paranormal stuff. Like I'm only gonna leave half of that more darker stuff up to the people who really are into that. Other than that, no, can't go that far.
Right. That's why I'm trying to work on these urban fiction, ratchet, crazy books now, since I got the serious ones out the way. Which, like I said, Tattered Rose was a surprise because that book was never even it was never even supposed to be written, but okay. I had a man talking to me at night one night, and I was just like, what? And he just kept telling me a story, and every time I tried to go back to a different book, he would be like, no, I need you to write some more. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just roll with this man.
Right.
So I did.
Yeah, that book. I'm like, I don't know how her mind developed this, but I appreciate her for going this far. And then, like you said, I never seen you try to announce about a paranormal ever again. But it was really, really good. It was really good. I'm gladly I didn't have any nightmares about it, but I swear when I was reading the book, my mind was playing tricks on me. That was it. It was playing big tricks on me.
I believe you. I believe you. Books do that to me too. They do that to me too, especially like it depends on who writes it. Like Brandon Macy, he wrote a book. I think it's called Nana.
Yeah.
It was creepy. Good book, but way creepy. I was like, what the hell? But it was good. I like that. He's another author that I like, a male author that I like. So, you know me. I read books. I read a variety of authors. I read new authors too because I remember I was one. I try to give people chances too. And a lot of these new authors, they actually are really good. I found out.
Yeah, you're just an amazing. I have to say that one more time. You're just an amazing author, and I can't wait until all this is over so I can see more work from you because I need more books to read and review. For sure.
I can give you some people to read and review. It's just I'm an essential worker, so I still have to deal with this stuff going on at my job and outside. So my mind is kind of like focused on making sure I'm protecting myself. So my brain is, occupied with that. But I can't wait till all this is over either, because then maybe my thought process will go, because I'll tell you off air what I'm talking about as far as the next book. But when I tell you, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, you're going to think I'm crazier than I am. But I am a little bit in my writings, not in person, not in real life. But the book that I'm telling you about right now, I don't know if it's a short story. I don't know if it's going to be a novella. I don't know what it's going to be. But, I have the characters talking to me, but they're not talking to me loud enough where I can understand what they're saying. But this one is supposedly maybe the next one coming out. I'm just not sure yet, because when I first started to write it, it was flowing. And then this quarantine stuff happened, and this, stay in the house stuff started happening, and it blocked my brain, so I stopped writing it. But I'll show you, I'll tell you off the air. Not on the air. But, you know how people will, see something that they like and run with it, so you can't really say too much.
Right, exactly. So. That's why I haven't really been talking too much about the book that I'm working on. Well, the 3 books that I'm working on all at once. My publisher know how I work. I work really, really hard on my stuff. People like, oh my God, you need to slow down. No, I'm young. I'm okay. I don't stress myself out too much. Just a little bit, but I'm a hard worker, especially when it comes to my books. I will write all day. That's no problem for me. I trained myself that way, so I don't give too much detail, because the moment I do, like you said, they're going to be like, oh my God, when's the release date? Oh, hold on now. Wait a minute. Depends on my publisher with the editing and, how I write. All my editors I've had has said, she has a different writing style. Like, we've never seen an author. All the authors we didn't edit books, we've never seen a style like this. Like, she has a writing style that's just eye captivating. That's what they said. That's what my last editor said. She was like, just her writing style is just so different. It was like, we don't understand it, but it's different, and like it works for her. I was like, I like that.
And that's where that's how you know you found your niche. Which, when you know something works for you, then that's what you roll with. Like, I don't know if I'm still trying to figure out what works for me, because my genres, they jumped. I have domestic violence, I have urban, I have Christian fiction, I have true fiction, I have gay and lesbian. So it's like, my genres always switch. But I just can't see myself writing in one, because sometimes you can mix 2. I could do urban and gay. I can do urban and, Christian fiction with an urban twist. So the only one I know for sure I'll never write on is paranormal. I most likely would never write sci-fi or fantasy. And that's nothing against anybody else. It's just I don't know how to write it. So I'm not going to attempt, because I don't know how. So
exactly.
Everything is free game. So
yeah, you have a big point, and I love all of your work, and I just can't wait for this whole spell to pass by, so we could have some more great books by you, of course. But I am going to let you go for this time. I do want to have you on the show again, so we can have another book discussion. I always do that. I always have authors come on again. So I do want to have you on again for a more deeper book discussion. We'll figure that out, because I can have it kind of like tight knit with all your readers can come in. So you're not, especially the ones that have read the book, because we don't want to give too much away and all that little extra stuff. So we'll figure that out. But guys, I will have her on the show again. She's freaking amazing. I could say that so many times, because I love her.
Whenever, yes. Maybe I'll come back after I put out another book.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Well, I love you. She loves you. I cannot wait to see you guys next week. Have a nice night. Bye.
Bye.
Dice is on the beat.
Author's Tell All, a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned.